Welcome to this step-by-step explainer tutorial. If you're a new Forex trader looking to really master the mechanics of trading, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're skipping all the intimidating metrics and we're just going to treat trading volume and price like a brand new vocabulary you need to learn. I'm absolutely thrilled to guide you through this, because honestly, once you grasp these core concepts, the whole world of trading just opens right up. So get comfortable, focus in, and let's decode the mechanics of trading together.
Here's our roadmap for today's masterclass. First, the language of trading. 2, pips versus points. 3, understanding lot sizes. And finally, 4, step-by-step practical math.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the language of trading. So here's a brilliant way to think about all this. Treat trading volume and price measurement exactly like a foreign language. Think about it. Imagine being dropped right into a foreign country where you don't speak a single word of the local dialect. You wouldn't know how to ask for directions, you couldn't read the menus, and you definitely couldn't negotiate a transaction. Well, the financial markets operate in the exact same way. If you can't fluently speak the language of volume and price, you literally can't trade effectively. Before you can start building complex strategies, which are essentially your sentences and paragraphs, you absolutely need to nail down the basic vocabulary. And that foundational vocabulary, it's all about how we measure movement and how we measure size.
Which brings us to Section 2, pips versus points. Let's talk about measuring movement. Just like different countries have their own dialects, different financial markets use totally different terms to measure price movement. Over in the Forex market, the foreign exchange market, traders measure price movement in pips. So when a currency pair's price moves up or down, Forex traders communicate that movement in pips. But on the flip side, when you're looking at indices like the US 30, you're going to encounter points. So if somebody asks you how much the US 30 moved today, you definitely wouldn't say, oh, it moved 50 pips. No way. You'd say it moved 50 points. Getting a handle on which dialect to use for which market is really your very first step in sounding and acting like a fluent trader.
Now we're going to zoom in specifically on the Forex side of things for this tutorial. So what exactly is a pip? Well, pip actually stands for percentage in point. It's the standard unit of measurement for price movement in Forex. You kind of want to think of it like the inches or centimeters of the currency markets. Whenever you're analyzing a chart, setting a profit target, or figuring out where to place your protective stop loss, you're going to be counting in pips. Solidify this term in your mind right now because it is absolutely the bedrock of Forex trading.
Moving right along to Section 3, understanding lot sizes. Now we're measuring volume. Okay, so here's the crucial point. If pips measure the distance a price moves, how do we measure the weight or the actual volume of what we're trading? This is where lots come into play. You don't just buy some currency, you buy specific, standardized batches of it. And believe me, you really want to get this right, unless your idea of fun is accidentally risking your rent money because of a simple math error. The 3 primary sizes you need to know are the standard lot, the mini lot, and the micro lot. By picking one of these, you're directly dictating the entire scale of your trade. Let's make this super concrete. A standard lot is the big one, usually controlling 100,000 units of currency. A mini lot is a step down at 10,000 units, and a micro lot is the smallest at just 1,000 units. Understanding these 3 tiers is exactly how you start actively managing your risk.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, step-by-step practical math.
All right, let's put it all together. We've got our vocabulary, pips for Forex movement, and standard, mini, or micro lots for our volume. Now we're going to combine them to create the practical grammar of trading. Our goal here is incredibly focused. We want to figure out how to calculate the actual real-world dollar value of a 10-pip movement. And we're going to do that based entirely on the lot size you select. This is the exact moment where those abstract concepts translate directly into real money in your account or real money you're putting at risk. Here is the step-by-step logic you need to apply every single time you gear up to execute a trade. Step 1, identify your lot size. Let's say, for example, you choose a standard lot. Once you've made that call, you move to Step 2, which is correlating that specific lot size to its assigned dollar value per single pip. Remember, the volume dictates the value, so a standard lot typically means one single pip is worth $10. A mini lot makes a pip worth $1, and a micro lot makes a pip worth just 10 cents. Finally, we hit Step 3. Just multiply that single pip value by 10. So if you went with that standard lot at $10 a pip, that $10 pip value times a 10-pip move equals exactly $100. This simple sequential math formula, it's exactly how the professionals calculate what a trade is worth before they ever even click a button. I actually want to pause on this number for a second. 10. Think about what we just learned. On your chart, a 10-pip move looks exactly the same physically.
regardless of who's trading it. It's just a tiny little distance on your screen. But financially? Oh, a 10-pip move could mean vastly different dollar amounts. It could represent a tiny, negligible $1 fluctuation if you're using a micro lot, or it could represent a massive $100 swing with a standard lot. And what's the single variable that determines that difference? Your lot size, the volume you chose. This proves that understanding the direct relationship between volume and price measurement isn't just some boring theory. It is the fundamental mechanic of risk management.
So, we've translated the terminology, we've broken down pips versus points, we've structured out lot sizes with concrete numbers, and we've walked through the step-by-step math to calculate your real-world risk. You are no longer lost in a foreign country. You now have the fundamental vocabulary you need to actually navigate the Forex markets. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder. Now that you speak the language of trading, what will your next moves say? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep applying this step-by-step knowledge, and as always, stay curious.